We all understand that in the corporate world, your boss is the most important person. And managing the boss is an art in itself. Not all of us really know how to manage the boss because bosses are of different kinds. Some are difficult to manage, some are easy to manage. That your boss takes all the favorable decisions for yourself. So do watch this video till the end because these tips are extremely powerful and you will actually learn the art of managing your boss. Hi, my name is Anjani B. Kumar and welcome to my channel. So let's start this whole conversation around how to manage your boss effectively, how to learn the art of managing your boss. So the first tip that I want to share with you and which I have always found very useful is you must make some effort to know your boss very well. It's very important because as we know, he or she is the most important person in your life. He or she would take the most important decisions with respect to your corporate success. So that's why it's critical to know your boss. Now, how do you know your boss? Now, for that purpose, you need to spend enough time with him or her to understand his or her expectations, what your boss expects from you. You need to get into few conversations to understand that. It's not just about understanding your job description and following that. You have to go beyond that. You have to actually try to understand the person, what drives that person, what that person's expectations are towards his or her subordinates. With respect to you specifically, what the expectations are. And there is absolutely no harm in asking some of these questions. It's absolutely okay to question, to discuss, to ask about these expectations, and especially in the beginning when you are starting this relationship, because that is the time when both the parties try to understand each other, and it's a very good idea to spend some time talking about these expectations, talking about understanding the basic drivers through which your boss operates, and so that you can align yourself with the final objectives, final goals of your boss. So this is the first tip that I advise everybody to follow very rigorously. And this has to be done at the beginning of the relationship itself. When you start working with a new person, do this. Spend time with that person. Understand that person. Understand the expectations of that person. And if you have clarity around these things, it becomes much easier to work with the person as you go along, because then there's a better understanding that gets created. You understand everything pretty well and you respond to those demands which your boss has with respect to your work. Now let's move to the second tip. Now let's understand the fact that this relationship between the boss and the subordinate is primarily based on the job that you are supposed to do, for the job for which you have been hired. So that is the primary level at which that relationship gets established. So you must remember that as long as you are doing that job well, you understand the complete job description and you perform as per that, that is a bare minimum requirement to get along well with your boss. Because all the bosses expect that their subordinates will fulfill the basic requirements of a job. And if you're not doing that, then there's a problem. So that's the starting point. So first, you understand the expectation, you establish the basic trust, and then you have to understand your job well. And you have to start delivering on all the key parameters basis which your performance can be measured, because that's a bare minimum expectation which every boss would have. No boss would ever be happy when he or she sees that the subordinate is not performing the job at the required level. So that's the second tip which you must remember, that after establishing the relationship, the basic understanding with your boss, you have to focus on your KRAs, your OKRs, whatever you may be calling them, and deliver as per the requirements of that job. That's extremely critical and very important to learn this art of managing your boss. The next tip pertains to your ongoing relationship management with your boss. And for that purpose, you need to have regular conversations with your boss. That's very important. And what I always advise people is at least once a week, you must spend some time with your boss, reviewing all the work that you have done within that week, taking some feedback, and then ensuring that you are on track. And your boss will not necessarily call for this meeting or this conversation. You have to initiate this whole process. It's very important because if you don't do that regularly, that continuous alignment would not be there. And that is very much required to maintain that relationship, that regular communication, that regular expectation setting, that regular reporting back. It's very important for a healthy relationship between a boss and subordinate. Now, many times bosses themselves are very proactive and they ask for these kind of conversations. But if your boss is not calling for these conversations or meetings, you have to take the initiative. Don't feel happy that, oh, it's good that my boss is not calling me and everything is good. No, you have to take that initiative. You have to call for that meeting. You have to request for that meeting. And then within that meeting, you need to have that regular discussion, regular conversation around your work, around some feedback, reporting, reports, difficulties, all that you can discuss. So this acts as a regular medium of communication, a regular channel of communication between you and boss, where the trust gets maintained. That's very important. And at the same time, you continue to understand each other well. If there are some misunderstandings, they get clarified. You don't carry on with those misunderstandings. You actually talk about them and feel free to ask questions. That's very important because no bosses would have any problem as long as you are asking relevant questions. So do ask questions, do clarify things, and that's how this relationship you can take ahead. So this is a very important step in learning the art of managing your boss. Moving to the next step. Now here, while you are having your regular conversations, it's also equally important to have focused conversation around your performance. So performance review discussions. And I always advise people that at least once every quarter, once in every 3 months, you must have a focused conversation with your boss around your KRAs, around your OKRs, around your targets, and ask for feedback. That's very important because otherwise what happens is that we wait till the end of the performance year when your appraisals are done, and then whatever feedback comes your way, you have no choice but to accept that. Whatever ratings, whatever increments, whatever bonuses are given to you, well, you may feel good, bad about them, but that's immaterial because once the decision has been made, you have to accept it. So that's why if you are having this conversation every 3 months, then you can clearly align your expectations with your boss. Your boss understands what my subordinate expects me to deliver for him or her, and then accordingly he or she also can plan about your career, about your increments, about your bonuses, about your ratings, everything, because then the alignment is very clear. You understand each other very well. So that's why most of the companies, they typically have an annual appraisal cycle or at max maybe 6 months thing. But irrespective of whatever cycle your company follows, you have to ensure that you ask for a performance feedback every 3 months, a formal discussion, not a generic discussion. A formal discussion around your performance, a formal performance review. That's what is required. And that's the only way to ensure that your career remains on track. Your equation with your boss is clearly at a level where both of you understand each other, and you also understand the expectations from both the sides, and he or she can deliver as per your expectations. So that's why it's important to have this performance conversation every 3 months. And finally, the last tip that I always tell people is don't give surprises to your boss. No boss would like to get surprises. That's very important because many a times what happens is when we are in a problem, we keep trying to solve the problem, and then when finally things go out of the control, then we run to our boss, and then our bosses get surprised that you have messed up everything, and then you have come to me. That is not something which is advisable. So no surprises ever to your boss. While it's always good to try to manage situations at your level, but whenever you get a feel that things may go out of control and you may need help from your boss, you must immediately rush to him or her, because surprises are not liked by any boss, because it puts them in a difficult situation, right? And it puts you in a bad light. Because if things have gone bad and then you are running to him or her, then obviously he or she will have very little chance to correct them. But if you proactively reach out to him or her, and maybe with your solutions, whatever you have planned, but keeping him or her in the loop, then both of you together can manage the situation in a much better way. So that's why I always advise people to keep their bosses in loop whenever they are facing a challenge also. Many a times I've seen very strong professionals, very good professionals, and because they are good, they feel they can manage any kind of situation. And when they fall flat, they finally have no choice but to run to their bosses. And that one experience actually remains with the boss. And then he or she always feels that, this person is somebody who probably, gave me that surprise, put me in that difficult situation. And that's why your impression, which gets created in front of him or her, it turns negative, and it is not good for you in the long run. So that's why it is never advisable to give surprises to your boss. Align yourself well even when you are facing challenges, or even when you are confident that you can manage a situation. No harm in just keeping him or her in the loop, and also sharing what exactly you are doing to solve the problem. But it's very important to not have this belief that I'll manage everything at my own level, and then I'll only go to my boss when things go out of the control. It doesn't work. In my experience, I have seen that many good professionals suffer because of this reason, and they are not finally able to work well with their bosses because of that one or two experiences where they were not able to manage certain situations in a way and their bosses were not aware. So ensure that you don't give surprises to your boss. So if you follow these 5 tips that I have discussed with you, you will start seeing that how your relationship with your boss has started improving. Even when I have seen that bosses are very difficult, who are difficult to manage, but if you follow these steps, these 5 steps, then things starts becoming better. And over a period of time, you are able to develop an equation with even a difficult boss where you can work very nicely with him or her, and which is good for your career, because at the end of the day, he or she is going to take all the decisions about your career. So I strongly would recommend that you follow all these steps, all the 5 tips, and you will start seeing the benefits, and you will start learning this whole art of managing your boss effectively. So I'm sure you would have found this video useful. So if you have liked it, give it a thumbs up, share it with your family and friends so that they also get benefited by it. If you have any questions, any comments, put them in the comment section. I'll answer them. And if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, do consider subscribing to get benefited by all the videos that I keep posting on regular basis. So now I will see you in the next video. Till then, thank you for watching.